Right under is not on, by the way. What is up, everybody, and welcome into the DNVR studio. We don't have anything in between an air horn or a wah-wah.
Yeah, we've talked. This has been a big source of consternation for us.
I think it's a golf club.
We don't know how to be when we're not reacting to something.
We don't know how to be. I do know how to be. I'm excited for today's show. It's the final one of this mini off-season we've had, this week-long off-season, before the Nuggets get back into it. So we're going to have the homie Miroslav on later in the show, a little Serbian corner. It's been a while.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. I miss Miroslav.
How is he doing, do we think?
We'll find that out.
He's been on national TV.
Yeah, that's true. Don't spoil it.
I'm surprised we can book him.
I am too. Very surprised. And then, of course, for the majority of the show, we're going to be talking about over-unders. I've laid out an entire list of over-unders for us to discuss. But first, today's show, as always, is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use the promo code DNVR when you sign up. Download it onto your phone so you can make incredible bets and win yourself some money.
I miss betting on basketball.
I do, too.
That's what I like betting on. Although we did pretty good. I won some UFC money. Got a little avalanche cash.
Yeah, abs are fun to bet on. I'm an abs guy now. I don't know if you guys heard. I'm an abs guy.
Who's your favorite player?
All of them. Just how could you just pick between anyone?
I like the man rocket. The man rocket.
You couldn't even say Nathan McKinnon.
No, I don't want to go with the popular choice.
Allen Avalanche.
Allen Avalanche. There's just so many guys. I don't.
I like AJ
Hafley. So, guys, just to introduce my cast of characters here, talking shit over there. It's Harrison Wind.
You're feeling so good about your bets, D-Line. Would you like to do the pick of the week later in the show? The DraftKings pick of the week?
Would I? Are you asking me if I would like to personally give money to our viewers?
Yes, I would. I would like to know if you want that honor.
I would.
Okay, great.
What he really wants to know is if you'll take over responsibility that was assigned to him.
I absolutely. I know what's going on, but anytime I can get anything on this show, I'll take it.
This is like when I get with my kids and I'm like, do you guys think you can clean up the kitchen? Do you think? And they're like, yeah.
He's going to pick the Avalanche, by the way. It's not going to be a basketball bet.
The giggler one, it's D-line.
So I wasn't on yesterday when you guys were discussing the uniforms. Good call on that one. But I did have a line I wanted to say. Looking at the Clippers, that gray one, that's exactly the uniform they earned.
That was a great line.
That's what being down 3-1 gets you when you lose it. That is what you earn.
I did see a good tweet by John Hollinger that said, if you miss the playoffs, you should have to wear an unearned jersey, just your worst jersey over the last several years.
Yeah, you did, right? You bring it up. I was like, appreciate it. I think we talked about this. Must have been light on there. And then the flower shirt, the man always on vacation in his mind, it's Brennan Vogt.
That's right. I am always on vacation. I feel particularly sideways today, so there's going to be a lot of me adjusting my position.
Really? I'm not drinking any goddamn Merlot.
Oh, that's a great one. Oh, man, that's a great one. Sideways.
Yeah.
The reference. That's a great one. I'm not one of my favorite movies, guys. All right, guys, so to preview the second half of the season, and by the way, we're going to be doing these over-unders, and as we do them, I want the chat to participate with us. This is one of the great benefits to getting to watch. I know most people listen to this as a podcast. They experience the podcast. But if you're watching live, comment along, let us know so we can kind of take the temperature of the fan base and what they think. And guys, hey, Harrison, can you turn it up over there?
I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat over here.
There you go. That's a good idea. And so we're going to start with none other than Mr. Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh, Mr. Nuggets.
So I'm going to ask the first one. Over or under? Allie, actually, I don't know if you know, the manager's still only the island.
It seems like a very Lord of the Rings-esque.
It's like Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder which one it is. Yeah.
Where
they put
very different. Wow.
Where they put unholy unions together like Shaquille O'Bird.
So over under 15 points per game for Michael Porter. That's 15 points per game. So for some reference here, guys, he's currently averaging 14.6 points per game. Last 10 games, he's averaging 14.8, so about the same. And here's the crazy thing that persuaded me to make the line 15 and not higher. He's played 10 to 19 minutes. He averages 9 points per game. That was early on mostly. 20 to 29 minutes, 14.6. 30 to 39 minutes, 15.8. So it's not even that much above when he plays over 30 minutes. And then 40 minutes, he's done it twice. He averaged 24. Nope.
It's in the little corner.
All right, Brendan. First up, what do you think?
I think you got to take the over. I mean, everything's trending up, right? His minutes alongside. Oh, right. We've got these fancy visual cues here. Green arrow up, over. Everything's trending up. His minutes are up. His comfort level alongside those two guys are up. I think, Ryan Blackburn was tweeting about this. One source of encouragement. How comfortable MPJ has been stepping into those jumpers out of DHOs with Jokic.
Yeah.
Not a particularly complicated action. He doesn't
just get
have
a
to
lot of chances.
Get a lot of, and obviously Jokic the biggest DHO threat in the game. Like defenses really can't cheat that. He's going to get a lot of good looks. So I think it's over, and I think things are trending up.
What do you think, Eric?
I think at his core, I believe Michael Porter Jr. is a 20-point scorer in this league. I'm not sure if he's there yet. Like a lot of his,
the line's 15 though.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm taking you through my reasoning process.
I didn't know where he was going.
Buckle up, Adam.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I don't know if he's ready to hit those strides yet, but I believe that's who he is. I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think that's probably the right. I think you got it exactly. 15 points. It just feels like.
I mean, it's 14.6 is average now, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like alongside Jokic and Murray, that feels like the right number of points, the right amount of role for him to play. So,
somebody in the chat I see says he's not going to play less minutes. I think they meant fewer minutes, but he said less. 28. I get to bully everybody. 28.6 minutes per game he played. I actually think that's about what he might play. I mean,
right.
I do think maybe he averages 30 or 29, but I don't think he's going to be averaging too much more than that. I mean, there's a lot of guys to fit in, and so I don't know. 28.6 minutes per game. I don't think his minutes are going to be meaningfully different.
Yeah, I just think it's a clear over because despite what the stats have set up to this point, I mean, when he's on the floor for 25, 30 minutes over the rest of the season, he's just going to score, I think. And the trust between him and Michael Malone is the biggest reason why he wasn't on the court for 25 minutes, like on a game-to-game basis earlier in the season. The momentum in that department has been going full speed ahead over the last couple weeks, and I expect it to keep going full steam ahead. Full speed ahead, full steam ahead. I don't know. One of the two.
Both. Full steam.
Full steam, full speed.
Steam refers to an old wooden ship that uses steam.
Sure. Good guess, Ron, but I'd be surprised.
Sure. Yeah. But I just think things are just really trending in the right direction. And it's so established now that he's got to be like a key part of what they're doing.
I think it's a slight over, but I actually think 15 again. I think it's going to probably be like 15.0, 15.1. And I think we all hope for, and we all know Michael Porter, to your point, Eric, can be that guy that scores like in bunches. And I think he will be in short order. I don't know about this season. I still feel like so much of this season is about Michael Porter proving that he can be an impactful player at 15 points per game. Because his biggest impact is points. And if he can be impactful with this amount of touches for the next 10 games or so, then I do think the rest is going to start to come.
I mean, to some extent, his scoring alongside those two guys is limited. As much as he aids from playing alongside them, it's not going to be 20 points per game. There's been a formula here. Sometimes he's eating early, first quarter, first half. Then the second half, it's rebounding in defense, and he lets Jamal and Jokic run the show, as he should. So I think it's going to be over 15, but I think you're right. It's a tight bracket here. He's not going to be a 20-point per game scorer, I don't think.
Yeah.
Over or under 41.6% from three for MPJ. Why that number? Because that's exactly what he's averaging right now. And for his career, he's 41.9, so he's in that same little ballpark here. Do we think he's going to get better as a shooter going, Eric?
I do.
Over.
I mean, MPJ, the whole MPJ experience is all predicated on his confidence level, which just could not be going or trending any higher right now. He's starting to earn that trust from Michael Malone and doing it through not just his shooting. Although we've seen just him feeling confident on the floor, just stepping into those threes, not tentatively at all. and like you just see him rise up. He's starting to get heat check threes coming
Yeah.
into his world. So I just see his confidence on the rise, and I see his 3-point like that. Is where I think he'll do most of his damage from behind the 3-point line. So I mean, I'm a believer.
Here's one counter though. I think he gets. You guys are talking about getting more shots. If you get more shots, right now he's so cautious about what shots he gets to take that, like he's only taking like very good ones. But I do think like as you get more comfortable, you get to heat check, you get to like pull up. So maybe that lowers it a little bit.
I'm going over, and I still don't think we realize how great of a shooter Michael Porter Jr. is, because he shot 41.6% from three this year so far in the season. He had a 2 of 18 stretch. Oh, I didn't know we were up there. He had a 2 of 18 stretch from three over 3 games.
That's a great point.
If he even shot...
What was it, 2 of 18?
2 of 18. If he even shot 30% from three over that stretch, he'd be at like, I don't know, like 44, 45% right now.
That was the lowest point, and it spanned like 8 games or something where he was really just like, you could feel the confidence.
Is he really going to have another stretch that bad from 3 over 3 games? I don't think so. So
Not
I'm
that
going
bad.
over.
Hard to imagine.
That's a strong argument here.
That's the best argument. And I got to stop going after Harrison on the show and in roundtables because that's the right answer. I agree.
I'm gonna go lower. 41.6% is an insane percentage. Like 39% is a great percentage. I think Michael Porter, who by the way, let me say, I think he's taking 5 threes over the last 10 games, and then on the season he is taking 5.7 on the season. You're right, Eric. He does most of his damage from the 3-point line. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes up by a full attempt or whatever, and I wouldn't be surprised if his percentage dips by 1%, which would make him a measly 40.7%.
Trash.
So I don't know. I think he's a fantastic shooter, but we'll see.
We've declared him the best shooter on the Nuggets.
It's not a lot of upside from 42%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's already a pretty good number.
All right, and the last Michael Porter one for you guys. Over under 37 points as his single game high. He had that last year in the bubble. This year he has 2 30-point games. 37. Harrison, I'll let you go first.
Under. Going under. Going under. I mean, look, he could go over. He's got that
It's a single
ability.
game. It's like anything can happen.
He's been trending towards that number in a couple games based on some of these just ridiculous first quarters that he's had. I just think with the mouths that Denver has to feed, he's probably never going to get there. And if he's scoring or if he's trending towards like 37 in a game, it's probably a blowout also, and he's probably not on the court late.
That's a good point as well.
Maybe. I think one thing you guys are perhaps underestimating is that there might be an injury. Like if Murray or Jokic goes down, they're going to need a lot of points from him. What?
You better knock in some goddamn wood after a statement like that.
My goodness, I can't believe it. It could. I'm saying for a game or maybe rest. What if I said there could be a rest?
No rest.
Emphatic.
No rest.
To knock on your behalf.
37. The chat, by the way, not feeling it.
I think I'm going to go under as well. I just think I think he's making a very concerted effort to show that he understands the pecking order. And part of that's going to involve like not going for 40 points, I think, in a single game.
And we know if he's got like 20 and a half, he might not get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that actually has happened before.
I don't know, man.
You've talked about how like when Murray gets hot, it lasts a whole game. Porter is still like it's a quarter or a half at a time.
Yeah.
I love Miroslav says over. Damn it! I like that. We have to ask Miroslav about MPJ because I'm telling you that I'm very.
I think
the Serbians seem to really not like him.
Very split on.
Michael Porter. I'm going to go under as well. I do think though. I wanted to ask you this, Eric, because you haven't said yet. But where would it rank amongst potential feel-good moments if Michael Porter just had a 40-point night where the whole team just keeps feeding him and like he keeps wouldn't that rank really highly?
Like an official Mike night?
But it was also like one where the whole team was in on it. You know, I was watching a couple nights ago as I was just watching YouTube video because I miss basketball. I miss it. And I watched Klay Thompson's 37-point quarter, which is maybe the single greatest single game highlight you can watch on YouTube. And the whole team just feeding him and then like celebrating as soon as he shoots. Like imagine one of those for MPJ where he's just going off and they give him 4 or 5 in a row.
I mean, I love it. I love what you're saying. That sounds great. Here at the bar, I think that I would go into the UC State myself. Will it happen? I mean, it's entirely possible. Yeah. It's bordering on probable, but at the same point in time, it is like a little. There are the politics of minutes that come into play in the NBA, and just whether or not the team is ready to pump his tires up that much. I don't know, like, because they're just coming off of the tower, the breaking period. Like, are they really already ready? Are they ready to build a penthouse at the top of the new tower? I don't know that they are. So I think it's, he's definitely going to get a 30-piece, 35-piece.
He's got 2 30 pieces already, and it feels like nothing's worked in his favor.
It's crazy.
You're right.
Man.
Over.
Oh, he's going over.
Over 40.
I like it. Somebody had it. And if he does do it, Eric's going to really bring
I
this
told
one
you
back.
that. You don't think I'm just an artist.
Yeah, just get the timestamp, would you please?
If he does it, D-Line gets to host a post-game show. How
Oh
about
my
that?
God!
you
What an
doing?
off the rail! Wow, Win.
many
Do you
ways
not
you
like
could've
the
gone
show?
with
Can you imagine? It would go like this. Adam, what'd you see out there? Brendan, what'd you see out there? What'd you think of MPJ? What'd you think of MPJ?
More or less what I do. I feel like you're mocking my style here. Let's
than
take
it
our
looks.
first break. On the other side, we're going to move away from MPJ onto Jamal Murray. Then a little bit later in the show, Jokic, the Nuggets at large, the bench, all of that. But first, Harrison, where are we going?
Well, I've heard there is a big snowstorm coming this weekend. Some people are saying 10 feet. Some
Many
people are saying
that.
2 feet, but it seems like we're going to get some snow.
What do you hope for? What do you root for in these type of moments?
2 feet.
You want to get a good
10
snow,
feet.
but not
like,
a 10-foot snow.
I don't see the benefit for anybody.
No.
We need the moisture.
Dude, I don't know. 5 feet is like what breaks things. That's trees. Are
That's
destroyed.
true.
That's true. That's trees.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I'm
roofs.
going to have to get to the bar somehow.
That's a great point.
Over the weekend.
All right, you've sold me on
Yeah.
it.
But
2 feet.
what am I going to be doing this weekend? I'm just going to be taking down unreal amounts of Hassel Cattle Company. I'm going to be stuck in my apartment just firing up Wagyu beef from Hassel Cattle Company. I checked my
Taking it
freezer
down.
this morning. I'm still stocked.
Who needs a freezer? Just put it outside in 5 feet of snow.
That is a good point. Or 10 feet of snow.
10 feet.
So yeah, if you guys want to get in on Hassel Cattle Company, you can get 10% off with the code DNVR10 at HassleCattleCompany.com. They've got every type of meat you want. New York strip, jerky, everything in between. So check them out today. Use code DNVR10 for 10% off your order. If you order over $200 worth of Hassel Cattle Company, you can get free shipping as well. Also, guys, it's that time of year. Again, conference tournaments are tipping off. Bubble teams are making their final push for a bid, while the top seeds are preparing for what they hope is a long run.
I like CU this year, guys. I'm not a CU guy. I like CU.
This is probably a bad omen.
I think it's a good omen. They've got he's not a full on Jokic, but they got a little bit of a Jokic. They got Cal tonight.
That's a win.
9:30 p.m.
That could be
Well,
a good
it's
pick
really
of the
late,
week.
but we'll check it out.
Take notes there.
Pick of the
Ooh,
week. maybe.
Eric's not
Why
going
don't
to
you
take
just
CU.
it back? I don't legally own pick of the week.
Batty.
What?
Evan Batty, that's his name, right?
That is his name, yes.
I'm
Evan
telling you, I'm
Bass.
a
Huge
fan.
Buffs guy.
I think
over
he's a little less Jokic-like than you're giving him credit for, but I appreciate
I
the
said
sentiment.
a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
there.
heavy.
He could be
He's heavy
not
set.
at all like Jokic. So there's
Yeah. But anyways, there's this really awesome offer that's going to be going on DraftKings for new customers. Bet $4 on an underdog, win $256 if they win.
What are these numbers?
Yeah. Bet $4 on an underdog, win $256 if they win.
There's got to be a
it's
rhyme
that
or reason
simple.
to that.
There
We can't
needs to
crack
be
the
a rhyme or
code.
reason.
There is
I
one.
can't.
We can't crack the code.
Oh, man. So, yeah, bet $4 on an underdog in select college basketball games, and if they win, you collect $256. Pick one of the many select college basketball underdogs on DraftKings Sportsbook. Got to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app to do it. So download it now. Use promo code DNVR. Very important. You have to use promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $4 into $256 if the underdog of your choosing pulls off the upset. That's code DNVR to turn $4 into $256. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Are we ready for the pick of the week? Is that now?
Of course. Let's go to the DraftKings pick of the week.
The pick of the week.
And
lock
we
pick-
just teased
The
it.
pick de resistance.
Let's find
The pick
it.
de resistance. P. they resist.
This might be tough. It's not happening live.
The difficult thing is that the Nuggets
Well,
are not
what would
currently on the board.
One
which
person
makes
that
things
prepares for
rough.
the show. There's one person.
Who is
So
it?
for
It's
the
myself, and then we have the-
DraftKings pick of the week this week, we are
Oh,
going.
Harrison taking it back. It was
Take it back.
it was took it back.
Take it back.
No, you see, there's so many college basketball games on. There's honestly so many options on games to bet on tonight.
Go with the Buffs.
The Buffs are minus 14
That's
against
a big
California.
line. It's a big line.
Yeah.
It's a big line, baby.
Tough.
Under.
You know, screw it. We're going Colorado minus 14.
Oh
Screw
my
it.
god, that's a terrible.
We're going Colorado minus 14.
Hopefully
All right, pick of the week. You know what I'm
Never
in.
draft
I'm
first pick of
in.
the
I'm
week.
taking that pick
I'm
as
not
well.
going to take Cal.
It's the pick of the
Like,
week.
come
I
on.
always do the pick of the week with
Good.
you, so I'm
Hopefully-
doing it.
yeah, hopefully-
I don't agree, but it's out of my control. So
Hopefully, everyone out there is using Harrison's sentimental personal feelings to bet.
Remember, bill us for all of your
That's the
losses.
DraftKings pick of the week.
all right,
Boom.
guys. Jamal Murray, maybe the most difficult player to sort of predict what's going to happen with the second half of the season. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to set the line here on over 21.8 points per game. Why? Because he is currently averaging 21.8 points per game. Now, the last 10, he's averaging 29.5, which means before this, he was at like 18, 19, something like that. I think 19 a game. So 21.8, basically 22 points, might seem somewhat low, but that's really being dragged up by an enormous hot streak. Where are we going with this, Brendan? Under 21.8.
But nothing dramatic. I mean, I just think it's
21.7.
I think it's closer to 20 than 22.
Okay.
Look, this would be the leap. Like if he's consistently over that number, we just have never seen him score at that level in the regular season. So to me, it's still a big if. If it happens, hell yeah, lock and load. I think you can just start to expect that this is who Jamal Murray is. But you know, with the rise of MPJ as they're settling into a healthier identity on offense, I think it might be closer to 20 than some of these big explosions we've seen of late.
I'm going over. Give me all the Jamal Murray stock. I'm continuing to buy. He's healthy. He's confident. He's in rhythm. Nuggets are vibing. They're trending upward. Jamal Murray's back, man, and he's peaking right now. The best regular season stretch of basketball he's ever played. I think he's going to continue to keep it going. I really do. I think the health thing is like one of the biggest parts, biggest reasons why his game has really taken off. And I think if I had to pick one guy out of the big three to see his points per game go down, maybe we'll get to this later, it's Nikola Jokic. But I think Jamal Murray's going to continue to trend upward. Michael Porter Jr. continuing to trend upward in their respective points.
Eric, though a lot of this where he's been averaging 28 points per game has come alongside Campazzo or Monte Morris. Gary Harris is going to be returning to the lineup, probably going to be that starting shooting guard. Do you think there's anything that maybe that lowers his points per game?
Give me a lot to think about. Nope. It's going. What direction does the ascension go?
That's so
what
true.
direction
A
are we
re-ascension.
going
Brand.
in with an ascension? Jamal Murray is, as we've seen him over the last couple of weeks, like this is Jamal Murray. Like I don't believe the shell of himself Jamal Murray that we saw at the beginning of the season, even though it reflected how he's played in seasons past. It was a disconnect from what we saw in the bubble, like the heights that he was able to achieve. I just think he's unlocked in himself. He knows he can do it. He knows really the only barrier to him having major offensive success in this league is his own willingness to do it and go for it. And I just think that he's just realizing he's that guy, and he really just can't be stopped when he wants to go. Like Jamal Murray to me is a minimum 25-point per night scorer in this league.
Wow.
And I think it's going to go upwards. Like I just love everything I'm seeing out of him. The confidence could not be any higher, and I just can't imagine a scenario where he takes a step back again.
To be clear, like, you know, I'm taking the under. I think he plays very well in that stretch.
Sure.
It's just a more controlled, contained thing as Denver's figured out what they want to do. Feeling just as confident if the playoffs start, Jamal can and will be that guy as needed.
Yeah, I just, in my mind, Jamal Murray becomes the focus of the Nuggets offense moving forward.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Not in the sense that Nikola Jokic is the hub of the offense. It's sort of like Jamal Murray becomes like the hot point of the Nuggets offense.
I'm going to skip ahead here, Allie, make your life difficult. But over under, so I put an over under of 39% from three. And the reason I did that is because when we talk about this hot scoring that he just had, his last 10 games, 50.6% from
Unreal.
three.
Wow.
That's not sustainable. And I think Jamal Murray could be a great shooter, but 50.6% is more of a hot streak than it is a like sign of things to come. But if we go on the season 39%, he's currently at 39.8%, which is a career high by a mile. Harrison, over under 39.8.
I'll go under on that.
Okay.
That's a pretty clear under for me. I mean, yeah, he's above that right now, but like you said, he's been unreal these last 10 games and like really through the month of February, but I think he's still going to be streaky from three. I really do. He's going to have some games, I think, where he goes 1 of 6, and then he's going to, have some really good games when he goes 4 of 8, stuff like that. I still think he's going to be up and down from three. I'm going under.
Comment section not chiming in on this one quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that make him the greatest 3-point shooter to ever lace him up if he was able to keep that 50%?
To make him Joe Harris.
Yeah, that's what Joe Harris is
Yeah,
doing.
I mean, he's incredible, obviously, but that is the most fickle of all NBA skills.
But 39%, so basically it mean he would shoot 37%
Oh,
the back half.
I'm sorry. Like he won't be able to maintain the 50%.
Oh,
that he's
correct.
at.
Yeah.
Will he be higher than 39? Absolutely.
You think?
Wow.
I think he'll be in the
Eric's
40s.
all in, man.
39's a lot,
I'm all in.
man.
I am absolutely all in on Jamal Murray. I love what I've seen out of him. I love seeing him return to what we saw, which seemed like it was just like a fever dream when he accomplished in the bubble. And the fact that he's been able to do it on Tuesday nights and, against teams where it wasn't like ultimate him being pushed into a corner, he's just able to rise up and take whatever he wants. Like, to me, that just is what Jamal Murray is if he's able to reach his ceiling. And I think we're certainly on track for that.
So, Vogt, you can answer that percentage question, but also the next one is over under 7.5 3-pointers a game. So he's on the season, he's at 6.6, but that's dragged up by the last 10. He's at 7.9.
Yeah.
So 7.5 is a pretty good leap for him career wise.
Right. I think it'll be closer to 7. So I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under on percentage as well. I think, there are a lot of things that comprise, this move forward for Jamal. I'm trying so hard not to say leap. This leap forward for Jamal Murray, the shooting from 3-point land. I still think that's a matter of like, is he really hot tonight or not?
Yeah.
To your point, like the last 2 games going into the break, I think he was 2 for 10 from 3, 1 for 5 respectively each night. So that is still a little bit touch and go. I'm like fully there on what Murray can provide this team now. I just think that these numbers go down across the season.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll say under.
Under 7.5.
Yeah. But around 7-ish. 7-ish, I think, is a decent number. Theoretically, you probably want him taking like 7.5, 8 a game.
One thing I wonder is if, as you bring Michael Porter more into it, and more as your offense gets a little bit more dynamic, maybe Gary Harrison, Will Barton also sort of have a little bit of a bounce back here. I wonder if he just gets 1 or 2 more threes a game on like the defense collapsed and he was the guy the ball swung to.
Right.
That's definitely a good thought. Just 1 or 2 more just straight catch and shoot threes where he's not dribbling into them.
Yeah, and
Certainly a thought.
and just taking advantage of the wide open threes that he passed up repeatedly at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Where he's feeling confident. He has no issue stepping into it. I don't know. 7's a lot. So
Yeah, it is a lot.
Someone's asking if Eric even got a red arrow for this segment.
I love it.
Hey,
guys,
talk to me about somebody that's not MPJ or Jamal.
the vibes are immaculate with Eric, man.
Dude,
He's
we're
just always
talking
the
about those-
ascension,
we're
they're
talking about-
back.
It's the big 3. We're talking about, if you want to talk about Will Barton or you want to talk about somebody else, I will absolutely grab my ear. But those 2.
All right, Eric, well, then this is the perfect one for you. Will Jamal Murray lead the team in scoring over the second half? Not on the season because Jokic is too far ahead, but in
Yeah.
the second half from this point forward.
Gosh, I don't know. I can't. I mean, I know I'm saying he'll be the focal point, but I mean, like he'll be the focal point in the fourth quarter when things need to like really change up and they're looking for Jamal to get involved. Like Jokic is just so methodical and workmanlike, and he scores in every quarter, and it doesn't require like something a switch to be flipped. So I can't imagine him taking over Jokic. But So Jokic's still number 1 as far as point totals, but Murray's just going to be right there. So yeah.
What do you think?
I think I agree with Eric. How about that?
No, it's absolutely going to be Nikola Jokic leading the team in scoring. I mean, Jamal Murray had this unbelievable February, and Jokic still led the team in scoring from February 1st on.
Yeah, but not over the last 10 games, which is, roughly a third of the season or
Right.
quarter
But can
of the
Murray
season.
ever keep up what he does for 10 games for 20 games.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's pretty much what Jokic does
Right.
on the regular.
Right.
On the reg, dude.
We're going to move on now to the bench, guys. Over, under. Oh, this is a fun one. Over, under 7 starts for PJ Dozier, Facundo Campazzo, Zeke Naji, RJ Hampton, Vlatko Chanchor, or Bol Bol combined. For reference, starts currently in the first half, there were 4. 2 of those were Bol. One of them was Zeke. One of them was Facu.
So this is every bench player but Monte, pretty much.
And JaMychal, who I think both are throw a wrench in that.
I'll go under. I mean, the injuries can't be as bad as they were over the first half of the season for the
that one you
Nuggets.
knock on wood.
knock
See,
on
that's
wood.
an example of
Yeah,
that's an example of a knock on wood. What I said was not. What I said was not a knock.
They
on wood.
He made a
can't
nebulous
possibly
statement.
be
You
as
said
bad as they
specifically
just
about our
were.
stars.
And they couldn't even get the 7. So I'm going under.
Yeah.
What do you think, Eric?
You're
Oh, look, guys, he has an undercard.
the only way this happens is if Facu sneaks into the starting.
I'm not so sure. There's another name on my list
Really?
there.
Yeah, there's another
Do you
name.
think
Two other
Yeah,
names.
I mean, Dozier, I think, is the guy who could potentially be starting consistently
In
by
place
the end
of
of
Gary?
this. Well, look, man, we don't know Gary's status, first of all. Also, Barton, right? So PJ makes a lot of sense with the bench right now. I think I'm going to take the under. But if it's over, it's because PJ Dozier breaks through.
All right, I'm going to go over. I'm going to be the one person to break. I haven't really even been answering these myself here, but I'm going to answer this one just to be a little different. But the next question I'm going to ask about trades, Gary Harris and Will Barton might be traded. I'm not saying they will, but they might be. That might open up an opportunity either as a starter or just as a
Do I knock for that or not?
or he might move into that first guy up, next man up. So if any guard gets injured, then he moves into that spot. Or maybe you experiment a little bit. So I think Harrison, I think I could see for them copying that just regular, but I could also see Dozier grabbing 3, 4, 5 when everybody's healthy, just as a, hey, we're trying this out, or there were some trades that happened, whatever. You said you like him with the bench. I really like him with the starters when he plays without shooting too much. If he plays with the starters and averages more assists than field goal misses, I'm all for it, and I think he can do that role. So I'm starting the Dozier in the starting lineup.
He's been great.
He's been
That
great.
last game, it's to the point you just made. He had 8 assists in that last game. I think he only shot 5 times total.
Right.
And that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I might make this a new Dozier metric. More assists than missed field goals. I like it.
That'd
You
be
know, some of
great.
those games he has like 7 of 17 shooting, and it's like, well, you didn't get 10 assists, man. Like you had 10 missed shots here. Like, come on, man.
No, I mean, there's a scenario where PJ Dozier's starting for this team heading into the playoffs.
Sure.
There just is. There could be a trade combined with, if they decide to make a change at the 3. Like, I really wouldn't rule that out completely over the next couple months heading into the playoffs. There's a real scenario where PJ Dozier's they're starting 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. Over or under 15 starts for Paul Millsap. For reference, he had 26 in the first half of the season. So 15. I made that line kind of low.
You did. I'm going to take the over. I
Go
still,
ahead and show him.
I
gotta
still
lock it
think
in.
locking it in. I think if Malone can, he's going to go back to the opening day starting.
Oh
lineup.
yeah.
That my money's just on that.
Oh yeah.
We all don't like the opening night starting lineup, but the opening night starting lineup had Porter in it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the last year's starting lineup.
Well, no, and also when Porter came back from the hiatus
Yeah.
and then was just a bench guy. Like,
Yeah.
JaMychal Green, though? Like, JaMychal Green could start at power forward. We all thought that was going to happen.
I'm going under.
True. That's a good point.
How surprised would you be if just like Paul Millsap didn't play for another couple weeks?
I'd be
3 weeks?
surprised, but not shocked.
It could happen.
It could happen,
Maybe.
but I'd be surprised.
Yeah. So maybe they, take it easy with him coming back. I think they've already done that to an extent. He
Sure.
probably could have played before the All-Star break. But there are just so many other options there. Michael Porter Jr. at the 4 has looked so good. I'd like to get JaMychal Green some starts at the 4 over the second half of the season. Like you were saying earlier, Adam, I'm all for experimentation. I love experimentation, particularly in the regular season. I want to see that too. Some Zeke Naji maybe. There are just so many options. We already know what Paul Millsap at the 4 is. Like we already know that the Nuggets can be solid.
I
with
do
him at
feel
the
like they
4.
could go back to that at the end of the season,
it's
if they're like,
oh,
okay,
if,
these didn't work,
if
let's
all,
go back to
if
what
all
we know.
these things don't work, like we know we have Paul Millsap at the 4 in our back pocket, so I'm going to say under.
By the way, guys, up on the DNVR.com right now for members, I put out my favorite line. We have one line. We all asked, what lineup do you want to see most?
Yeah.
I had a lineup. It's a little out of the box, I think.
It's a good lineup.
I think it's probably going to be over. This is not wishful thinking on my part, but I am. You're asking me to analyze what I believe the habits and the decisions of one Michael Malone will be, and he likes his vets. He likes his guys. Like
his guys. Yep, that's it.
Paul is definitely his guy, and the last couple games that Paul played were very underwhelming, and it sort of left a can this guy still do it taste in your mouth? But he's been really good at points during the season.
Yeah, he has. He did have some good moments that were unreported.
If he's feeling good, if he's able to move, if he's able to get that putback game going, play that weak side defense that we know he's capable of doing, and actually help lock down the perimeter. I don't see any reason to not put him in, but again, not my decision. I just think that's what Michael Malone will do.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to take our last break here. On the other side, though, we're going to welcome in the homie Miroslav.
The homie.
And the homie is going to help us talk about Jokic and the Nuggets at large, because who else better to talk about Jokic than the homie himself?
You know that one time he heard a story about Nikola Jokic making stew? He broke that for us.
Broke that ear right on the show. All right, take us away, Harrison.
I kind of hope he just goes into that same story again.
A refresh. I need it.
I wouldn't be upset at all. Guys, we're all looking for ways to save money, right? Especially now. So let me ask you this. How would you like to keep an extra $961 a year in your pocket? How would you like to keep an extra $961 a year in your pocket? That's how much Gabby customers save per year on average on car and home insurance.
That's our new one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when I was shopping for insurance,
attention everyone,
I used Gabby. Gabby Insurance, guys. Check these people out. They save you a ton of money. They take the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples to apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers. So all you have to do is link your current insurance account, and in just minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have and see which one's the cheapest. It saves you a ton of money. It's super easy. It's an awesome company. So you're probably overpaying on car and home insurance. See how much Gabby can save you. It's totally free to check. There's no obligations. Go to Gabby.com/DNVR, GABI.com/DNVR. Remember, they do not sell your info. You will not get blown up with insurance calls after checking Gabby out.
That's nice.
Nice.
I mean, that itself is super comforting. Head to Gabby.com/DNVR. See how much you can save. Again, make sure you get that /DNVR in there to give us some credit for sending you there. New sponsor on the DNVR Podcast Network. Really excited about them for sure. Yeah. Also, if you're looking to buy a house, take out a mortgage, check out Chevalier Mortgage. It can be a super complicating process to buy a home, but the good people at Chevalier make that process super, super easy. Mike and Virginia Chevalier have been doing this for a long, long time. They know exactly what they're doing. So make sure to check them out today, dnvrmortgage.com. That's where you can find all of their info. You can call Virginia directly, 303-257-6578. You can call Mike directly, 970-412-2472. Mike and Virginia Chevalier Mortgage. Visit them, dnvrmortgage.com. Enter to win a free DNVR shirt or hat of your choice when you do, and get set up for a free consultation to discuss all of your options in the mortgage game. Michael Chevalier, NMLS number 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS number 1910631.
Somebody pointed out that Chevalier sounds like Javelli.
Chevalier.
Chevalier?
Chevalier. Is that right? Chevalier.
I'm telling
Miroslav,
you, every time. Miroslav, come on. We can actually solve this right now.
I don't know if we can trust Miroslav.
That's so true. Compato. He did tell us Compato
on this show.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in the homie Miroslav, who's coming in live from Serbia.
No, nothing makes me feel more patriotic about the nation of Serbia
than the homie Miroslav. Do we have him? Is he on?
Yes, he is.
Are you there?
Dobro večer.
Dobroveche! Dobroveche! How are you, buddy?
Okay, first of all, it's Živeli.
Živeli.
Okay,
Živeli.
nobody here should be able to
Živeli.
pronounce that.
Say it again.
Don't make it long. It's Živeli.
Živeli.
So there's like a different emphasis. I
Živeli.
think that's what we're missing. Živeli.
Živeli.
Yeah,
Živeli.
just like Nikola. Don't make
Nikola.
it long. Nikola.
Nicola.
Yeah, you should watch this show.
I still feel like I'll never get this right.
Getting further away. Further away.
Živeli.
Well, how have you been, man? It's good to be catching up with you.
I'm not great because I'm on the second day of my 15-day diet. So I'm probably better than I will be in 7 days or so. But I'm not feeling super strong. But we'll see. We'll see. It should fruit some. It should give some fruit. So
What are we eating for this diet? I have to know it. Is it fish based? What are we talking about here?
oh, it's just a lot of proteins and no carbs. So it's really terrible.
It sounds terrible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's not the proteins that's terrible. The biggest problem is it's so small volume of proteins. That's the problem.
You guys are all massive too, you Serbians. So I don't know. Dieting
Yeah.
must
I think
be a
it's
tough,
just the ice cave guy, actually.
Ice cave
He's
guy.
massive. Everybody else is normal sized.
I saw Adam's tweet that he's preparing to hoop for the first time in like a year.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about this tweet.
Top tweet.
Next time you come to Serbia, I'm afraid Adam will be in a better shape than me, and he already has like 8 inches on me, so I need to be in a better shape. I need to be in a Facu Campazzo shape so I can tackle him.
Not going to happen. But do you have something you want to bring before we get into some of these over-unders? Was there any direction you wanted to take us before we kind of distract you with this game?
Yeah, I just wanted to play a psychic guy because I made a prediction on Nikola, Facu, and Vlatko before the season when you were doing the season preview and I was your guest. I just wanted to remind you that for Nikola, I said he will be averaging 22, 11, and 8.5 assists.
You undersold him.
And I only missed on points.
Well, I still missed it.
But you missed by a lot of points, though. I mean, the other numbers were exactly what he's averaged for his career, and you missed on the one that has been different.
Come on.
Yeah,
He never averaged more than 7.5 assists. Come on.
Are you here to
8.5
apologize to your
is
pick?
huge.
Is that what you're
Huge. So what I want to say is the reason he averaged 27 and I didn't see that coming is because Nuggets were playing terribly for the whole January. The Nuggets as a team, we had a really underwhelming performance from Jamal Murray in January. And the other thing is we undersold how much Coach Malone loved Mason Plumlee. So now Nikola had to play 36 minutes instead of 32.
That's true.
So that's also the reason for his big climb.
Yeah, I think that is accurate. Yeah.
Another.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you can continue. I can switch to Facu after.
You can give us a Facu take, but I was actually going to ask about Michael Porter, who we talked about earlier. Just, what is your perspective on him? Are you being more optimistic now than you were a couple months ago?
Well, Porter is finally a part of Nuggets offense, and I saw some film of 3-man game between Jokic, Jamal, and Porter that made me feel really, really good about him as a part of that 3-man game. And to be honest, I don't see who can guard those 3 guys when they're in sync. It's a really, really deadly combo.
Yeah, they actually have 4 or 5 different actions that they run right now that are specific. I mean, those actions that I would call 3-man actions. They're like specifically designed to put 2 guys standing on the opposite end and then those 3 together. So I agree with you on that point. What is your Facu? You have some Facu takes? Because I'm going to let you know right off the top here, Facu might be out of my perfect rotation if everybody's healthy.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's okay.
He's stunned. He's stunned. He doesn't know how to respond.
There's just a lot of good guards. Is all I'm saying. There's a lot of good guards.
Well,
for
all
Denver.
we're seeing is that you've personally.
I know. I
ripped
really
off.
did. Wow, look at him. I really have destroyed him. Murray,
There
Harris,
is a lot-
Dozier, all ahead of him to me.
Monte.
There is a lot of good guards right now.
Ooh. That
What?
seems very ominous. So you.
I don't know what
We are 2 weeks away from the trade
I
deadline.
see. Hey, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. All right. Well, let me ask you about. Well, give me a Facu take before we move on, though.
Well, my old take was that Facu will be leading the team in assists per 36 minutes. And that was a really dumb bet because you should always pick Jokic for these kind of things. That was just really stupid.
That's your own
my
golden rule
side.
too.
That is your own golden rule.
But I said that Facu will be finishing games by the end of January, and I missed by only 2 weeks because he was finishing games at the early February.
There are a lot of
I
injuries,
I didn't say everybody had to be playing, so
So you were right by accident on this one. But honestly, give me your pecking order of guards that you trust and think should play on a night in, night out basis when everybody's healthy. Jamal Murray has to be number one.
yeah, Jamal is number 1, Monte Morris is number 2, Facu Campazzo is number 3. One of Will or Gary is number 4. No, PJ Dozier is number 4. What? And then one of Will or Gary.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my trust order.
Holy
Are we Gary Harris now, man? We keep
Mr.
doing this, Tim, and
Nugget.
every time Mr. Nugget comes back, former Mr. Nugget comes back, he makes an immediate impact. It seems on the defense. Are we underrating him?
Yes.
Oh, I agree on that, but the Nets are not playing their best when he's playing next to Jamal. That's the problem.
That's a good point.
I
actually.
mean,
That's Jamal though.
the thing is, the Nuggets can defend. Even if Gary gets dealt before the deadline, Nuggets will be good on defense in the playoffs this time. Last time, we really were bad against Utah in the first 4 games because we had no competent guards on defense at all. None. Actually, the whole series was completely crazy because Utah couldn't guard our guards as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really crazy series. Completely crazy. But it was the thing about that series. It's not a real series because it happened in the bubble. What I want to say, Jamal, for me, feels now like 30% better player than last year.
yeah.
And this is heavily fueled by recency bias. I admit that. But I think by the end of this season, we will be looking at Jamal as a 30% better player than last year. Now, in playoffs, I don't think he will get to be Bubble Murray again because that's not real. But he will get to like 80% of that. And that's still like,
Really
I don't
good.
know, the third best Jordan season or something like that.
So true. Bubble Murray wasn't a historically great 2 50-point games in 3.
No, although he kind of just was Bubble Murray in February.
Kind of.
Miro, I'm hoping you can expand on that take, though, that the Nuggets will be better on defense this time around in the playoffs. Why is that the case? Why would they be better set on D without Gary? Are you that high on Facu?
No. They won't be better without Gary, but they will still be good.
They'll
This
be
is what I
better
want
off
to
than
say.
last year, though, is what you're saying, right? I'm just curious,
Yeah.
is that because of Facu?
Nuggets as a playoff team will be better than last season. I know it sounds crazy right now because we lost so many guys that Coach Malone trusts. But in playoffs, you don't need 10 guys. In playoffs, top 3 guys are what counts. And all of Jokic, Jamal, and Porter will be better than last year.
Unbelievable.
It's tough to remember now, but the Nuggets were, I think, okay defensively, except for the first like 3.5 games against Utah. Like other than that, against the Clippers,
Oh, right.
they
Clippers
were
were
fine
great.
defensively.
They were
Against the
great.
Lakers,
Yeah.
They were fine. The numbers
fine.
weren't good, but it's
Yeah.
because the first and last game were really
Yeah,
bad.
it
But the
seemed
other
like
ones were great.
offense to me was a bigger problem against the Lakers. Take out those first couple games against the Jazz, which were just like wild
Clown show,
Just
you
like
know.
thinking back to that,
Full clown show.
it was just like unbelievable how easily the Jazz scored against the Nuggets. Take out those, and Denver was okay. So maybe it's more of a a style thing with Denver's defense.
Maybe we got to keep it moving here, though, guys, because we're probably going to end up going a little bit longer than an hour today, but that's okay. We got the homie Miroslav. We got the homie.
Can I ask one question really quickly? I noticed when Miroslav says "we," referring to the Nuggets, all good. I say "we," I get a cold stare.
You're on the show with us.
Yeah, there's some journalistic integrety on
There's
this
like
show.
still a shred
Elevate
left.
yourself, man.
D-line.
You're sitting next to Harrison.
Hey,
Reed.
Miroslav, me, you, and our team, the Nuggets, we're gonna do this, and these guys can sit on their hands.
All right, here we go. Some Nikola Jokic over-unders. Miroslav, you get to go first every single time. Over-under 25.5 points per game on the season. I mean, that's what he'll finish averaging, 25.5 per game. He's currently at 27.1. What do you think, Miroslav?
He's looking for his cards. We didn't send him his cards.
I'm looking for my cards. I didn't find them in my mail this morning. Okay, so over.
Ooh.
By a lot.
By a lot. So you don't think his scoring is going to slow down?
No, it might go down to 26.9, but not less than that.
Okay.
One thing I've learned for these 6 seasons of Nuggets basketball, never bet against Nikola Jokic.
Never.
so
Just
true.
don't do it.
It is
Just
true.
don't do it.
Unless
a
you're
great
betting
take.
results of the playoffs, and then you can bet against it.
Sometimes. All right, Harrison.
Over.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going way over, but I could see him averaging 26 points per game.
Vogt, how much of his scoring was by necessity, though, that maybe won't be there in the second half?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, but I still think there's a flip that switched. It wasn't all just like this team is decimated. I think some of it was, this is what a superstar does, and Jokic gets that a little more than
They
he
were
used to.
decimated by losing defenders, too, not scorers, really. I mean, yeah, guys that could hit open shots, but he just scores so easily now.
I mean, even after Murray woke up and exploded, we still got like 35-point games from Jokic.
Eric, is his scoring going up or down
It is-
from where it is right now?
Nikola Jokic lives now in the realm of baby food. He's swimming in baby food. It's like up to him how much he wants to
There's a
eat.
clutch points graphic just waiting. Yeah.
Just swimming in baby food. He can do whatever he wants on the court, and like in years past, it would take him eschewing the offense and like sort of taking things off the rails to get to point figures like that. But like he's doing it in the flow of the offense. He's doing it where he can, like we were saying before, just very methodical, very workmanlike, just like. And he's scoring early in the games also, which is sort of a new thing. And so I just can't imagine him dipping down below that point line.
Miroslav, one take I have is that as the team gets better around him, Jokic actually benefits the most of it.
It's true.
Because so much of what he does is hard, but if you give him a bunch of threats to where teams are afraid, because I think teams are more afraid to double Jokic when he has options, because he'll find the
Right.
three-point option or the dunk option. So I'm wondering if you bring all these guys back, their numbers stay the same. Jokic's numbers actually look better.
Yes, and I'm afraid that this trend of single coverage for Jokic we are seeing right now will not continue in the playoffs. I think he will be hard doubled come playoffs. So I
murder
really
with that.
hope our outside shooters will be able to knock down completely open shots.
Absolutely.
But right now, everybody is guarding him single coverage. I have no idea why. It's really ill-advised, But
We're gonna make this guy beat
gonna
us. 40 points later.
All right,
we're gonna make
here's the next one.
best player in the world beat us. Yeah.
I'm skipping one, Allie, but I'm going to go to over under 18 triple doubles on the season. He's currently at 9. What do you think, Miroslav?
Ooh. This is a nasty one. This is not easy.
Nasty one.
Over. Yeah, it will be 20.
Yeah.
Okay, ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
20 is a nice round number.
Matter of fact, there.
Eric, what do you think?
Man, I saw a music video submitted by an Ultimate Nuggets fan
Yeah.
where he said that the chorus says triple double. Just kidding. He missed by what? Is it? And that's sort of the Jokic creed. Like he always gets close enough to get a triple double, but he doesn't care enough to make sure that he gets it. So I think this is going to be under, but I think it's going to be a lot of like miss it by 1 rebound, miss it by 1 assist. he just doesn't care. Like he clearly doesn't have a betting stake in whether or not he gets triple doubles like we do.
I'm going over. But now here's the thing. He had 4 in the first 5 games of the season. And so then he had 5 the rest of the first half of the season.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think his points go down a little bit, 25-ish, whatever. But I think he starts racking up triple doubles because it's exactly what Miroslav said. Teams just spent a half season saying, this guy's good, but you force him to score, and if he's got to score 28, 29 points, and he's like, no problem. And now I think teams are like, we tried that. Let's go back to doubling him. Let's see if Monte Morris can make 3 threes in this game. And I think more often than not they will, and he'll get the triple doubles.
Yeah, I think you hit the most important point up front, though, like 4 in the first 5 games. He was on pace for a triple-double every night, and things have kind of mellowed out since then. So I'm taking the under. Sorry, guys.
I'm going over.
Famous Jokic hater.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's keep it moving. Over or under 2 more 40-point games for Jokic this season? He's had 4 in the first half. Will he get 2 more in the second half?
Oh, come on, Adam. It's too easy.
Serious?
Stop wasting
Over.
Miroslav's time.
Come on, over.
Miroslav, I can't tell if you're doing a bit or if you're being dead serious here. You really think this is an easy over?
Yeah, it is.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
I have nothing to add to it. It's a really low bar.
What do you mean it's a low bar? All right. Okay.
Let's check in on the Serbians. Yeah, they're feeling hot.
They're feeling good
They're
about
feeling themselves.
about Jokic. Anybody have it under?
I'm going over 2.
Oh, my God,
I'm going
people.
over 2. So I know he had 4 40-plus point games. He also had a 37, a 39, a 38 early in the season. So he's also flirted with 40 on like 4 other occasions also.
Wow.
I think he can get 2 more. Yes.
Yes.
Everybody's over. I'm under. Jokic's stats are going to be a little less than what they were in the first half, but the team is going to be better. He might not be playing 37 minutes a night.
Or-
We can have both.
Or-
we can have
Or
both
maybe
things.
he'll just crush worlds and end games. Like
I
maybe
hope
he'll
you
just
guys-
I can't wait for Jokic to drop 40 tomorrow night on the Memphis freaking Grizzlies. And I'm going to be sitting right next to Adam.
Oh, I can't wait for it either.
I hope you have fun rooting against 40-point games for Jokic
never-
the whole
hey,
season.
this
Have fun with that.
Unbelievable. People want my honest opinions. I give them, and then I get hammered. All right. Here's one for you. I want to see how spicy you want to get today, Miroslav. Will Jokic set a season high above what he's already done in points, rebounds, or assists? Any one of these. Points, 50. Rebounds, 22. Assists, 18. Will he surpass those totals on any of those?
Yeah, he will surpass in assists.
18 assists. Well, first of all, it had never been done before from a center, but I guess he will break his own record in the second half of the season.
I saw today that Draymond Green has 19. Come on. He's just Draymond Green.
Well, he was
Come
playing
on.
in the greatest team ever built. But
Yeah, but
Oh, no, this season.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's 19 this season?
Yeah, he did.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but the thing about Draymond is he literally never shoots. He doesn't even look
That's
at the
true.
basket.
Also
Like,
true.
Wow, what do you guys think? Those are all. Think about this: 50 points,
Yeah.
incredible. 22 rebounds, incredible. 18 assists. I mean, come on, man.
I think the easiest answer is no.
Yeah, definitely not.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
no, you can't. You're
He,
locked
he,
in.
will- he, will, he will also break the rebounds as well. It's not that much.
I'm just straight flexing on it. Are you as being this bold or not?
I can see rebounds. I can see him getting more than 22 rebounds.
Well,
I mean,
he's
it's a
not
lot.
going to get him if he's playing in the same game as Michael Porter and Will
That's
Barton.
actually a
I'll
great
tell you
point.
that.
That's actually a great point.
The inner team competition for defensive rebounds is one of the cool, fun things to watch. During
You could just
games,
watch
actually.
Barton and Porter just taking rebounds from each other in
Yeah,
midair.
it's a battle.
That's actually a fantastic point. So he's not going to surpass any of them. Sorry, Miroslav, you're wrong.
All of those seem pretty safe to me. I think. All right, here's a good one. Over or under 65% true shooting on the season. He's at 65.2. This is people don't. I know because some of the advanced stats people don't quite know what they mean. This is absurd. This is like Zion only dunks the ball. Shaq only dunks the ball efficiency. In fact, I don't know if Shaq ever had a 65. I'd have to look it up to see if in his career if he ever hit those marks. But he's at there right now. It's a career high. Can he be more efficient, Miroslav?
God damn it.
You put him on the spot here.
Okay. So I already said he will drop to 26.9.
Yeah.
But he will do it on a better efficiency.
Miroslav can't be stopped.
Just turning himself into memes.
65% is insane, though, guys. Like, I don't think. I mean, again, it's such an abstract number. People don't really know what it means, but it's like that's reserved for Mason Plumlees, where it's like you only shoot if you dunk it.
Well, a big part of it is he's shooting 42% from three this year.
Yeah,
it's a huge part of the true shooting percentage. So
that includes a slump too.
Yeah, it's just a matter of maybe if he can just keep that up. Because I think he could even be more efficient from 2-point range.
I think if Adams' theory holds
he's already
here, that
shooting
he's
above
taken
60 from there.
Yeah, if he's taking fewer shots a game.
He had a couple games like the Boston game and the Washington game where he just came out in the first half and just could not miss. Just like the most impressive offensive performance I can ever remember seeing somebody put down. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's sustainable because it felt like literally superhuman and robotic. I mean, it's got to be under just because, like you said, that number is insane.
Well, here's another insane one. PER above 31. Right now he's at 31.1. And I want to give you a list of all players all time who have had a season with a 31 PER. Giannis did it 1 time. Wilt Chamberlain did it 4 times. Steph Curry did it 1 time. LeBron did it 3 times. Jordan did it 4 times. Nobody else has done it. So Jordan, LeBron, Curry, Wilt, Giannis. Can he keep up that PER?
Oh, God.
No.
What happened, Miroslav?
I mean, it's completely crazy. Jamal is now playing well.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to add all of those positive stats and still stay at the same level. But he will not drop by much.
Yeah, probably 29 or something. Still really good, but then we have to include like James Harden and like
Larry Bird.
Yeah, a bunch of guys, whatever. All right, the last one for Jokic, and it's the most important. Over or under 40 dunks. He's got 21 dunks right now. His record for a season is 23. He's starting to come on, though. He's starting to really look for dunks as the season went on.
Dude, this is the DraftKings lock of the
Just
week.
assembling
40
posters.
dunks, Miroslav.
Yeah, up.
Yep.
How many dunks is he going to get?
46.
Ooh,
okay. Slightly
Someone write
above
that
pace.
down.
I can see that.
dude, he's dunk hunting now.
He's dunk hunting.
He's become like a whole new player. Like we might get 40 posters.
Yeah, right. Are you feeling the dunks?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's trending up. I think he's enjoying it. He's hanging on the rim. He's cocking it back.
I'm saying, like,
Dude.
All right. Well, let's move along here, guys, because we're over the clock time here, but we got a couple nuggets, broad nuggets ones here, 4 to be exact. I want to ask, or 5 actually. I want to ask the first one: over or under 1.5 players traded by the deadline?
yikes.
Over or under 1.5 players traded? Miroslav, what's your gut tell you over there?
It's over. Ooh. And it will be one trade.
One trade, 2 players at least.
More than one player, yeah.
Call your shot. Who comes back?
See, that's a correct call by Miroslav, because if a trade happens, it's probably going to be more than one guy in the trade.
Power rank the players you feel are going to be traded, Miroslav.
Yeah, so by far the most probable is Will Barton. He has a player option for next season. And even if he doesn't get traded, he's not playing for Denver next season. I'm pretty sure of that. And it's not because I don't like him. It's just a fact of life.
Sure. That writing.
And you also don't like it. Is that
second? No. I'm a big Will Barton stan. But now this is the end of the road.
Sure.
I agree.
So Will Barton, and then Gary Harris, and I'm not really confident in this because he still has how many? Two more seasons after this one, or one more season?
Who?
Who are you
Gary
talking
Harris?
about? PJ Dozier?
Gary Harris.
Gary
He
Harris
has one more
season
after this year. One more year.
One more season. Yeah, okay. I could see him staying. But the third guy, I think, and you will not like this, and it's RJ Hampton.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think
it's good.
he is by far the most attractive movable piece in the Nuggets.
Right.
If the Nuggets are in a big trade, which I don't think is likely, but if they dip their toe into like a big deal, like an Aaron Gordon trade or like a Zach LaVine trade, RJ Hampton would probably be in that deal.
Yeah.
I think Bol is another
I was
guy.
going to say Bol is at the very
It just
top
seems
of
like what's Denver going to do with him? He's not happy. Maybe it's already like whatever. Just move on.
I'd push back on Gary. Just I don't know if you have enough runway to get him back, get him healthy, showcase him, and convince teams that that's a deal worth taking.
Yeah.
You might.
With Bol, what's his value for other
throw in?
teams?
It's just a throw in.
Yeah.
It's like makes the deal work. So
Yeah.
if-
It gets you
flyer.
over the 1.5 player.
does
over
Will
under.
Barton, RJ Hampton, and Bol get you Lonzo Ball, for example? Like where you
I would hope so, man.
maybe you think?
Well, they're about
Lonzo's
to-
the best player in that by a good margin, I think.
Right, but
RJ,
they're
about
RJ
to have to
just has
pay him,
such. You just don't know what you have with RJ. Like, I don't know necessarily that I value him that high, but I can imagine NBA execs looking at that and seeing where he came into the draft and sort of the hype surrounding him before he went to the.
He's got more value than Bull, for example.
absolutely.
Well, I think what RJ Hampton's proved is he was looked at as one of the most raw guys in the first round, but he came in and like played quality rotation minutes already.
Yeah.
So I think his stock is way up from where it was in the draft.
Here's the next one. Over or under the 3.5 best offense. I don't know how to
Okay.
put this.
Yeah,
They're going to
yeah,
rank
yeah.
their rank in offensive rating at the end of the year. Over under 3.5. Right now they are 5th. They are 0.5 behind the Bucks for 2nd, and they are 1.9 ahead of the Suns for 8th. So just to kind of show you, they're much closer to the top number 1 than they are to 10 right now, sitting at 5. 3.5.
Over. They have a much easier schedule in the second half of the season,
I like this one.
This rating is pretty volatile. So like 10 stretch of 10 good games can just lift them to first place.
One
Easily.
good game. Like if they just if they have a great offensive game, the next one they easily could be the second best offense in the NBA by tomorrow. I like the over too. You guys, anybody object?
No,
I like the over. I don't know if they're going to catch Brooklyn. Because
Yeah, Brooklyn
is
won't.
just
Where
like
Brooklyn
in
at?
another field or
Yeah.
another tier.
Yeah.
But I'd say over.
All right, defensively, 11.5. Right now they're at 14.
Trending up.
I know.
Right now they're at
This
14.
is tough stuff.
11.5, Miroslav.
Under.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they go backwards?
The net rating will be pretty much the same, but it will be better offense. It's slightly versus defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I tend to agree.
What was it, 11.5?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say under, but maybe like 12th or 13th.
Yeah.
I think they continue to improve, but I don't know if they crack
Right.
the top 11.
I'm going to go. I'm not going to do 11.5, but I actually think that I don't think they're going to go backwards. I think Denver's
Yeah,
14
they're gonna
is pretty
continue to
solid.
improve.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were 13, 12.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were 11. I just, it's going to be a little tighter. 2 more here. Over under a 6.5 game winning streak as the longest streak of the season. They've had a 5-game winning streak so far.
What are they on
They
right
are
now?
on a 4-game winning
Yeah.
streak.
All right.
6.5 though. 6.5. They're, by the way, on the road tomorrow and then back to back against Dallas. So it's no lock that they're going to get to 6.5 right now. What do you think, Miroslav?
Over.
Let's
Easy
go,
over.
Miroslav.
Easy over.
Easily. It's all
Easy over.
When is it
I mean,
happening?
it will be like a 9-game stretch.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. You guys feeling it?
Yeah, I'm
we're-
feeling it.
I-
This team seems prime for a
Definitely.
for a 7-game winning
We're,
streak.
we're currently on the
Could it-
streak that's going to be.
Could it happen out of the break? I mean, there's a
Absolutely.
stretch of schedule there they could rattle some off for sure.
Does it count?
Yes, it counts if it spans the gap. It does still
Yeah.
count.
We
It's still a
just need
winning
3.
streak.
I'm taking the over.
All right, everybody's over. All right, I'll go over too. And then last one, over or under the seed that they finish, or the ranking in the Western Conference, 3.5. 3.5.
Oh, that's tough.
Under.
Under. Are they 4? Are they 5? Are they 6? What are you thinking, Miroslav?
I just hope they're 4 or 5. I have no idea, but let's not go to 6 or God forbid 7.
Okay.
This guy, everything was an easy over.
I
on
know,
every
man.
player
And then all of a
every
sudden we
segment.
get here.
I just hope they avoid the 6th seed.
I hope they don't fall out of the playoffs entirely, guys. Even
man.
though Jokic will average more points, better efficiency, along with Murray and PJ, and everybody will be great. And they'll trade their bad players away. But God, I hope they don't miss the playoffs.
Thanks for coming on so we could bully
They also
you.
have a 9-game winning streak in there.
I'm not sure they will have a better roster after the trade.
Oh,
okay.
is this going to be a 2020 trade deadline?
Are they gonna
Oh,
say-
it's definitely they're getting Kata Bates Diop again.
They're gonna just do that again.
Are they gonna cut their nose to spite their face again?
Jordan McRae again?
Oh
what?
my
He
God.
didn't
We-
want to be here last
actually,
time.
yeah, literally him again.
All right, Miroslav, this was great stuff, man. I want to promote the Nugget Serbia Europe the podcast is having on Steve Hess this weekend. What a get.
Yes, Nugget Serbia, yes. This Saturday at 10 a.m. Denver time, 6 p.m. Serbian time. Legendary Steve Hess, 20 seasons with the Nuggets. He's been out of the Nuggets for the last 4 seasons, so hopefully we will get something dirty from him about the Nuggets. I'm just kidding.
You should ask him about his Kobe story, Miroslav. Ask him about his Kobe story. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and if you're interviewing him at 10 a.m., that means he's been up for 7
hours.
Yeah.
That's late in the day.
That's right. That's
Yeah, he's
right.
ready for a nap.
So don't give me that excuse. It's too early in the Saturday. 10 o'clock.
Unbelievable.
I have a question. How is he getting Steve Hess and all we can get is Miroslav?
I know. What the heck, man? What the heck?
Yeah, let
Come
us,
on, guys. Come on, guys. How many times have Steve Hess been to TV? Come on.
Been to what?
To television shows. How many times have Steve Hess been?
Like he's saying he's better because he goes on national.
Oh,
TV
right. I
television.
see.
He's
That's
saying
true.
Miroslav.
Right,
Come
we've
on.
got a story right here.
Yes, because we're
on.
talking to a national celebrity.
That dry, deadpan Serbian Hoover. We missed it, Miroslav. Good talking to you, though, man. Really appreciate it. We can't wait to
homie.
catch out the show on Saturday.
I love the homie.
Thank you.
Everybody else, thanks for riding with us. We kept you a little long
You
today.
want to know what we think about the over/under 3.5? I want to know what.
Go
they
for it.
think.
What is it? What do you got?
Under. They're the 4 seed.
I think whatever Miroslav thinks. That's what.
I think over.
You can switch the audio.
I think they get the 3 seed.
You think they get the 3 seed?
Yes.
I see a run. Here's all I'm
I
saying.
think they get the 3 seed. No, I think falls to the 4. It's the Phoenix Suns.
Well, what about the Lakers, Clippers, and Jazz? Like one of those would have to also fall.
Oh, that is true.
So they're 4 seed in your mind.
That is true.
They're the 4 seed in your mind.
I think the Jazz.
Yeah.
I think the Jazz are due for a little tumble myself. I don't know if they're out of the top 3, but
I would love it. I'd love for the Jazz. That'd be so funny if the Nuggets have to host the Jazz in the first round. They're like,
So
what?
sweet.
Again?
So sweet.
Terrible. All right. Thanks for riding with us, guys. This was fun. Guess what tomorrow is? The return. The on-season
Whoa.
is back. So we're going to be back right here, guys, with the pregame lounge, postgame lounge. We got it all going. Can't wait to see you then. Check out thednvr.com. Don't forget, subscribe. You become a member. You could read our written content as well. We'll see y'all then.